Forecast.
Well, since Sunday, it's been back to early spring. Felt more like a late March, early April day. Here's a beautiful shot from Kenneth Johnston at Afton. Of course, this time of year, the green up continues. Of course, the higher elevations, the last to see the green up, but it is neat if you look at the Blue Ridge, how that line of green continues to advance up toward the ridge line. As we take a look at the numbers, well, we touched 60 this afternoon, a below average day after last week's stretch of summer where we tied and even broke some records in the 80s and 90s. But however, this cool snap or cold snap tonight will be short-lived, but we got to get through it. Unfortunately, yesterday on Sunday, we did see some rain, just certainly not enough. We were expecting under a quarter of an inch. Some had under a tenth of an inch, only 0.08 at the airport. So currently we have 0.3 for the month. That's pretty paltry for April showers. Currently 57. We touched 60 for the high today. Air mass exceptionally dry. The wind speeds will continue to lower, and that too, along with the cold air and these dry conditions, sets the stage for that freeze tonight. 54, the current number at the Valley Airport in Weir's Cave, where it was 30 this morning, but we had a wind stirring. Again, winds are out of the north and northwest. Most of the region right now has numbers in the low to mid 50s across much of the region. So if you look at the satellite radar combination, yes, we had a front yesterday. We also had a secondary front that came through about midday, bubbled up some cloudiness, and for some, there were some showers, even some little light hail, like graupel, that impacted parts of the region off to our north and east. So here's the widespread freeze warning in effect from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Certainly protect any tender vegetation that you have outdoors you wish to keep. And of course, orchards and vineyards and fruit farmers certainly doing all they can tonight to make sure that the fruit's not damaged. But we're looking at temperatures overnight anywhere from the mid-20s to low 30s across the region. For election day here across the Commonwealth, temperatures pretty much in the mid to upper 60s. So a pleasant but cool day. On Wednesday, temperatures will come up a little more. However, we could see a few showers, not looking at a whole lot of rain. We'll be back in the 80s here for the late week. So we will have some rain chances, a little one on Wednesday. And this weekend, we'll watch a couple of fronts and disturbances that could bring a better chance of rain, especially as we get into early next week. In the meantime, we're under the influence of a large area of high pressure over the eastern Great Lakes. That will set closer to the region by morning, hence that cold and frosty start, and then that high will begin to shift offshore. So on the back side of it, for the mid and late week, temperatures will start to warm. But right now we're still under the influence of this early spring-like cool air mass. So here we are in the morning. Again, freeze and frost conditions, 20s and 30s. Afternoon highs in the pleasant but cool 60s. And then Wednesday we'll start with some cloudiness. Could see a passing shower or two, but no widespread rain. We're in the 70s for the afternoon. Tonight, that freeze warning in effect, 20s and 30s. There's a look at the Michael and Son 7-day forecast with a mid and late week warm up and some shower chances. Again, a little small in there on Wednesday. We'll watch this weekend. Temperatures will continue to lower. Right now, our average daytime high is 72. Our overnight low is in the upper 40s.
Eric, thank you.
And a